What's good? Alrighty, so what's up, guys? It's over as Gamer. Welcome back with on the live stream. Welcome to the channel. We're back. Fly by night. Continuation. Whoop. What's good? What's good, Dan? 5x9, 1B, yes sir. We're finally back with season 1, episode 4, Overcome Corruption. Finally back with the continuation of Fly by Night. I'm getting excited to kind of jump into this, of course. And to continue, I remember everything pretty good. So right after this, we have, which I'm going to quickly try to see if I can find. State of Union 2026. Is this the whole thing? I don't know. I'm just trying to find it real quick first, just to make sure I got it. Alright. Cool, I'll wash it from that one. After this, Mr. Trump, yes sir. And I wear my Mr. T hat. Yes sir. I was trying to quickly find the interview just to make sure I could find it. The full thing, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to sit there and try to dig around looking for the damn thing and it popped up right away. So W's on that. I mainly just wanted it focused on him. Of course, I don't want to, add extra stuff to it. It's like, nah, I don't want to, not that I have a problem, listening to those. It just, I'm there mainly for his huge speech, obviously. So like I said, we got lots of content. Mr. Bays is just going to grind right through it. I want to. I have to. You know what I mean? I got to get back in the grind with the content. I want to get back into consistency because it'll make my life easier. You know what I mean? Doing the 3 streams or whatever. We'll be more consistent with the series like Dexter, Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Hedgehog Bros. I mean, everything will flow a lot nicer. You know what I mean? And then I won't have this huge ass pile up like I do. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I'm doing this, because I'm trying to get back on track. And like I said, during the weekend I probably might do a bunch of gaming grinding streams, and that'll kind of make up for the past weeks. You know what I mean? For not doing anything, right? So that's what I'm going to shoot for. So just stay tuned. I'm going to try to go as long as I can in terms of the gaming continuations and such like that. And then obviously, like I said, so Monday, you know what I mean, I'll be back with Days Gone. Wednesday, I'll be back with Death Stranding. And then from there, Friday maybe could be, Rise of the Tomb Raider. You know what I mean? Continuation. Or it could, well, yeah, it could be that. And then, and then Sunday could be like Ratchet and Clank, you know what I mean? And Shittivus Part 2. So, finally get those kind of in the motion, you know what I mean? You guys did also vote for my poll too, which I appreciate you guys voting for. And majority did say to leave. Let's see. So keep them together. So keep the horror games and the huge list together. So that's what it was. 100%. Actually, all 8 people that voted, which I appreciate the likes. Thank you on it. 100% out of the 8 did that. I also will be getting Red Dead and Redemption 1 and 2 on my PS5. You guys also voted a majority for that, which obviously you guys saw my post sharing that. But that is just a reminder on that one. W plan. Glad you've been enjoying Five by Night so far. Definitely, 100%. Tomb Raider, yes sir. Yes, trying to get back in the swing of things. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I definitely want to get that swinging in motion because, like I said, I got 50 plus games. Insanity, absolutely insanity. So Mr. Bays sure as hell is not going to be running out of any content anytime soon. I'll tell you what, I'm good. I am good. All right, I am 110% good. Big old list, yeah, 100%. Which is okay. I'm not bitching at that, honestly. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm happy I'm being open to, you know what I mean, trying these different games out. You know what I mean? Getting into big franchises and things like that. I'm 100% down for it because, like I said, I think the experience will be entertaining. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. You know what I mean? It'll just be a great journey to share with you guys. Because here you're gonna see my first reaction and my first interaction with all these games. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be exciting. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be very exciting. Obviously, titles like GTA 6, like I said, that will kind of, come right to the top, you know what I mean? So, that's why I would like to try to get some of these games out of the way before GTA 6 comes in. In whatever big game or whatever like that I do finish, GTA 6 will kind of come in and take that slot, you know what I mean, before any other game comes in there. Because, it's GTA 6. It's number one priority. So, you can you can respect, So, and so that will be the case. And obviously Wolverine, but that I'm not sure. That one might just be a weekend game anyway. Because I think King Heisenberg is probably going to play his walkthrough on it. I don't know if he's going to want to jump into that first or if he wants me to do it. I'm not sure. He probably might want to himself. But, so that might end up being the case. Potentially. But, so I'm not too worried about the Wolverine one. Like I said, he'll probably be jumping on that one first. Maybe we'll see. But that will be... that'll be another one that I'll be kind of throwing in the mix, obviously, as well, when that September time frame comes around. But, damn right. Yeah, 100%. Hey, it's number one, you know what I mean? And like I said, we're going to be doing some big-ass gameplay continuations of GTA 6. That probably might be like a middle of the week / weekend, you know what I mean? It might be both. You know what I mean, where I continue, where I continue during the middle of the week and during the weekend. You know what I mean? So it might be like a Wednesday night on top of being a weekend, because of King Heisenberg. So that's what that end up might be, potentially. I've not 100% figured that out yet. Like I said, that's why I'm trying to get as much as I can out of the way, you know what I mean, and trying to see what we can kind of move around and, fit nicely here. So that way then we can get some nice new interesting titles, right? So yeah, we can play GTA 6 together when the online multiplayer comes out. Hell yeah, definitely. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because that will be fun and exciting. I mean, like I said, maybe that could be like a weekend thing where we do that. You know what I mean? And maybe like the weekday or something like that, I continue the story. You know what I mean? Or the storyline. You know what I mean? So. Or something of that sort, because I always love to get into the storyline of it, and really deep dive into that. Because I don't know how long, I don't know if the online is going to be right away or if it's not. Hard to say. So we'll have to see when it does come out what will be available, for sure. So yeah, but that's why I want to get Shit of Us Part 2 out of the way, grounded mode. I'd like to finish Ratchet and Clank. That'd be great. You know what I mean? Make good progress on that. Obviously, Days Gone Remastered. Obviously, Death Stranding. You know what I mean? So we got some big titles here, for sure. And then obviously, I do got to squeeze in, which you will be seeing one of these days on the weekends, of course. It will be me finishing Callisto Protocol. The DLC, because you guys did vote for that, and I have not gotten it yet. I do have to purchase the DLC for it, so probably within the next month or so, maybe next month, I might be able to finally purchase it, and then I can finally play that last bit of the DLC, and then finally get shoot to get 100% completion, out of Callisto Protocol. So that'll be great. So. Definitely hyped for the story in particular. Yes, definitely. So am I. I always like to get into the story of that. It's always exciting. So yeah. So lots of crazy stuff for sure. Obviously we do got Scream 7 that'll be coming out this weekend. So we might have a review stream Sunday night. So stay tuned for that. I am going to try and do some content before. Obviously, we go into play with that one. So, like I said, I'm going to try to squeeze in as much as I possibly can on Saturday and Sunday during the days, and especially at the nights. So yeah, obviously that Saturday evening will be filled. I'll be busy with celebrating a birthday of mine and my family, and especially that because it's my grandma's as well, too. So we're kind of doing a big dinner thing that we do every year. So we'll be doing that. So War of the Worlds in particular, we could do. Oh yes, definitely. Yes, I think we should do an extra episode or two, depending on what you're down for. 100%, just to kind of make up for what we didn't do, the past week. I think that would be pretty fair. Obviously, we've been having no copyright issues pretty much with that show, so shit, we're gonna do extra episodes with ease, I think. So that'd be awesome, because then we can finally kind of check mark that show off our list, of course. 3 to 4 episodes. Yeah, we can go for 4. Why not? Go for an extra episode. Sure, I'm down, 100%. 100%. Yeah, whichever day I would say is easier. Whether it's Sunday or Saturday. I'm good with either one. I just like to know which one. Go while I'm yawning. I'm gonna get a drink here in a second. I'm just kind of trying to, let it drag so that way then when I have it, I'm boosted for a while, So, I got my monster in there. So Sunday seems like the easiest right now. Okay, then we can definitely do it Sunday. And we can start it at noon or 1 o'clock because we'll be able to squeeze in that 4 episode easily. Because King Heisenberg doesn't get down until 4, so we started at noon. That'd be, you know what I mean. But even if we started at 12:30, that's not bad either. Because like I said, it's gonna take them a hot minute to get ready. You know what I mean? W Monster. Yeah. I didn't finish it yet, so I still got a bit of it left. So yeah. So we got greatness right here. I tell you what. Oh yeah, forgot about this Coke too. Damn it! Finish it. Huh. Should have finished my Coke before I waited too long on that. Because I tried tasting it, it was very flat. But I'm pretty sure the Monster, though, doesn't lose its flatness. So W's on that. We got Fly By Night, Season 1, Episode 4, Overcome Corruption. I'll have the playlist, link is in the description. It's already down there, check it out. As well as Dan Reviews his YouTube channel, link is in the description. All credit goes to him, show him love, support. Check them both out, definitely. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. I think you guys might enjoy it and have a great time. Excuse me. Oh yeah, let's get it. Yes, sir. So I got. Let's see. I got one. Mr. Excuse. I got quite a bit here. So it's possible I might. Yeah. I don't know. I might need to move one of them. Maybe. Maybe. If I do, I'll move one of them to tomorrow night. It might be the state of play. I might have to move that tomorrow. It might be easier. Yeah. It might be easier. Because I got Dexter and then I got Hedgehog Bros. And I can't keep delaying Hedgehog Bros. I can't. I gotta get out of the double digits. State of the play. I do want to react to that, but it's like, I got so much on my plate. So. Let's get it. Already. So yeah, I think I'll probably move that to tomorrow night. So then after this will be, I'm still gonna do the Trump thing because it's worth it. And then after that will be Dexter. Dexter continuation. Let's get it. Almost 100 views, not bad. Hit that like button, five, 6 likes, that'd be awesome. Subscribe for more for our
The
content
following
like this.
program is rated 14 plus and is not intended for younger audiences. It includes violence, nudity, and mature subject matter. Please note the music in this project is not owned by SC Entertainment. The music belongs to its rightful owners and artists. Viewer discretion is advised.
Nudity. Missed it, Crazy, missed it. Crazy. I don't know how you got past that. 2004, London, England.
We see blood on the wall. As we see the guy's dead body on the floor. As Gabby looks at Casey and says, "What kind of sick mind are we dealing with here?" Casey says, "I know enough about this family to know one thing. They don't go down easy." Gabby says, "This was clearly planned. It's like they know where we are. Like they know our every move." Casey says, "This family's been involved in shit like this since the 1950s. Mr. Vito Casher made a lot of demands. Now, it's all starting over again." Gabby looks horrified and says, "Let's get this girl back to the station. I have some questions for her." We see them taking the girl away as Gabby says, "This family, they're smart, tactical, and dangerous."
Very interesting, Mr. Dan.
We see a man driving in a fancy car. As he gets out, as we see him carrying a briefcase, as we see him walking up to this building, as we see two men in suits standing at the door, as he says, "Delivery for Pablo," as they let him through. As he walks in, as we see a man sitting in a chair, as he says, "I told you before, Jin. I wasn't looking for more till next week." Jin says, "My apologies, Pablo. I'm very sorry for coming unannounced, but I think you'll find this worth your time. I brought enough for you and your men to test out the product." We see Pablo takes it out, as he gives it a sniff, and says, oh yeah, okay. Guys, try this stuff. Woo! They all try it, as Jin says, "I brought some of my best, only with a little bit of my favorite experiments." As we then see, all of their eyes start bleeding as they all fall to the ground. The two guards at the door see this and say, "What the hell?" Jin pulls out his silenced gun and shoots both of them as he looks at Pablo and says, "You crossed Mrs. Casher, Pablo. She doesn't take kindly to liars." As we see Pablo and his men dying, as the last guy says, "What was in that shit? What did you do?" Jin shoots him and says, "A magician or scientist never reveals his secrets."
Damn, that was brutal. Shit.
As he walks out and he picks up his phone and calls someone and says, "It's done." The woman on the other end says, "I'll send them over." Jin hangs up the phone as he stands outside this building looking very calm.
Damn. That was savage. going crazy with the season 2, Mr. Dan. More episodes, hopefully. Yeah.
Vito, I want you to tell them the truth. Vito says, there's nothing to tell. Nothing. Polly says, really? Either you tell them who Vito Casher is, or I will kill Marty and explain to the people who the Casher family really is. Polly then shoots Vito in the shoulder as he falls to the ground. As he reloads and says, you're gonna tell them, but the next one goes in your head. Or I'll tell them myself, but I'm giving you the chance to tell them. Johnny says, you don't have to explain anything to this bag of dicks. Paulie then pistol whips Johnny as Johnny then gets up, as he looks at him with a bloody nose, as he says, ha, ha, good hit. Is that all? Paulie then says, so you're loyal to Vito. That makes me fucking sad. In a few minutes, that'll change. You see here, Don doesn't do things the way he's supposed to. He's an embarrassment to the Mafia. He's an embarrassment to all. We see Harold is just sitting with his dead father in his arms. As we see blood all over his hands, as Harold sits there in a daze. As we can see, he looks terrified. Vito then says, you leave my people out of this. You got a problem with me? You could have settled it with me, and me alone. Polly says, oh, don't you worry. I am watching every single one of your people, and everything they are doing. Everyone's gonna know that we're here. Back with Alyssa. We see her looking at the knife with the spiral on it. Out of nowhere, the front door gets busted open.
Damn.
As Alyssa hears this from a distance, as she looks scared, she then tries to get the window open as fast as she can. She pulls and she pulls, but then the window opens. She takes the baby and climbs out, but then two men point their guns towards her as they catch Alyssa and the baby. They bring her and the baby outside to the car as Alyssa sees Antonia, as she says,
Oh.
hi again. Time to go home, Alyssa. As they force her into the car and drive away with her and the baby.
Damn. Oh shit. Yeah.
We then see Vito's casino getting raided by Pirellos as everyone looks terrified.
Damn.
Back with Vito and the others. Vito says, you can't. Paulie says, I already have. So Vito, you tell it better than me. Do you remember what you did? Tell us. As he loads the gun and he points it to Marty's head, as Vito looks scared and says, fine. Fine. It was a few years ago. We were doing trades with new alliances. They were the Pirellos. I was going to see the Don to talk some business.
They took Elisa, yeah. It's crazy.
Sicily, 1948. We see a big open area in the desert.
Backstory, yeah.
We see Vito, Dario, Marty, Johnny, and a few others showing up. As they get out, as Marty says, so Don, these guys reached out to you and wanted to work on something, huh? Vito says, yeah, they said they wanted to partner up. With our businesses clashing, I'm surprised they reached out in the way they did, as friendly as they did. They said they're sending their Don, so let's hope this isn't impossible to handle. Just be ready.
Still very good.
We see another vehicle pulls up as we see the Pirellos get out. As we see a man gets out and says, Vito, glad you could call with such a late notice. I hope your travels to Sicily weren't too horrible. Vito says, no trouble at all. I thought we were meeting at your headquarters. The man says, well, we are. We're expecting you. I just wanted to see your face before we bring you to our dock. Face to face, make sure that you're not doing anything or any kind of ambush was planned. Vito says, there will be none. Jeff says, now, you see, Mr. Casher, the Pirellos are about trust, honor, and communication. As long as you agree to obey by the rules, we shouldn't have any problems. We've given you a great place for you and your men to stay for a while we do business. Vito says, well, we can't stay long anyway, but we will stay for the night. And thank you so much for trusting us. The man says, well, no problem. Please, follow us. As they all get into their vehicles and drive back to the Pirello house. We see Vito in the back of the car, as Dario says, I'm not sure about this, Don. They seem to be a little too nice, don't you think? Vito says, this is a big opportunity for us, Dario. Don't question my decision again. Dario says, yes, Don. My apologies. Nashville, 1952. Holly looks at Vito and says, and then what happened? Vito looks nervous and Polly says, no. What the fuck happened? So you went to my house and you did what? Exactly. Vito says, I didn't feel like I had a choice. Sicily, 1948. We see Vito and his crew on a small boat. As we see, Vito says, I didn't think you lived this far out. The man says, yeah, we live out here off the water. Keep the cops away. They're less likely to find us on the way out here. Vito says, that's smart. As Marty says, holy shit. As we see the home of the Pirellos, as they all look blown away.
Wow. Damn.
We see them getting off the boats, as Vito says. This is impressive, the man says. Now, let's get you all where you're going to be staying for the night. Our Don wants you to settle in first. He will meet you this evening. Vito looks at everyone and says, that's good. We're looking forward to it. Nashville, 1952. Polly says, it was a good day at first. I was really looking forward to a partnership. You see, we both had common interests, and we both wanted the same things. So we decided to partner up. Split things, 50-50, for both of our families. And we both would get an even cut of each other's turfs. And the agreement went as well as to be expected. But Vito here, well, he just had to have it his way.
Big headquarters, yeah. Crazy. Oh, this almost looks like a garrison.
Sicily, 1948. We see Vito looking at himself in the mirror as he's all dressed up in a fancy suit, as he hears a knock at the door. As Marty says, Don, everyone's ready. Vito says, all right. We see him and the other cashers walking out as we see them walking to the main Pirello house. As we see them walk in, as they walk through the entrance. As we see them walk down the stairs. As we see Holly in the corner with his boys as he says, "There he is." They shake hands as Vito says, "Don Paulie Borello, it's a pleasure, sir." Paulie says, "Pleasure is mine, Vito." One of Paulie's men named Guillermo says, "Be thankful our Don caught this meeting in the first place. We have recently lost a few of our own. Chris here lost his son last week to a terrible fight. Blood has been spilled on our side, and more every day. And we have heard our men haven't been the kindest to you back in the States. We're looking to change that today." Paulie says, "Listen, we all share the same skin. We all live the same, and quite frankly, Vito, I can see you are a man of your word, and I'm going to test that from this very moment, if you accept what I'm about to offer you. Now, this isn't like gambling women or playing for money. This is about protecting our families, mutually. And we know Vito has places in New Jersey, and we want to have places that he wants. This isn't about killing each other. We are hoping to put a stop to all that with us. Make our defenses stronger, and we get a cut of yours, just as you will get a cut of ours, in order for no more bloodshed to proceed. What do you say, Don Casher?" Vito stands up and says, "We're open to this idea, but I do want to talk numbers. But I want to make sure that we're on the same page here. I did not enter this life to kill people. Very much the opposite, in fact. Now, I have never been one to deal drugs. I don't want it near schools, and I don't want that anywhere around what me and my men do. Is that possible?" Paulie then says, "Done. Quite frankly, it doesn't need to be any worse than it already is. In my city, we would keep the human trafficking and harsh behavior to the people that are colored to a minimum. And that is what I will stand by." Guillermo laughs at this and says, "You really think that makes a difference to me?" Vito then says, "So we agree." Paulie's guy then says, We do agree. Don Paulie handles the east of Jersey, and Vito handles the west. Sounds pretty fair to me." Vito says, "That will work, but we'll split the pay of our casinos, the profit we make. We will make an even split, and we will split it 50-50. But the only way I'm agreeing to any of this is if I get word from your Don here that there will be no shenanigans in the future to potential reverse our agreement or no bloodshed ever." Johnny then interrupts and speaks up and says, "You know, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't feel like any of you are taking this seriously. I mean, you got Baldy over here that is continuing to ask so much of us, yet it still feels like we're getting the raw end of the deal here. So what I'm asking, and I think we have every right to ask, what the hell did you really call us here for?" Vito says, "Johnny, relax." Paulie says, No. Everyone deserves to know that I'm a fair man. I do not screw anybody over," Johnny says. "Really? Let me ask you a question, Don. Why are all the men out there doing labor work for you? Did they not earn that title? Because I'm just not sure why you would run up a bunch of operations under that title or that type of rule. Also, why did you raid our business and try to kill us then? All of a sudden now, change your tune after all that. Bloodshed will be done. Bring us all in here. Did you bring us here to kill us? Huh? Take our shit? Rule all? Something tells me that this whole thing feels like an ambush to me." Paulie then stands up and says, "Well, I'm a man of honor, and if this is how it'll be, then we can escalate things." Vito interrupts and says, No, there will be no need. We can agree to this deal, all right? We are all willing to, out of nowhere, we hear a massive explosion from outside. Everyone runs outside as we then see fires burning all around the island as we hear a man on guard say, "The servos are here! The servos are here!" He then gets blown to pieces in front of all of them.
Damn.
Guns spill everywhere as Paulie then says, "All right, you get some defenders on the gate. We need these men gone. Vito, you and your people help us, and we will honor our deal. That's the agreement." Vito has to think fast as he says, "Okay, all right, we can do that." As they nod to each other, they give each other a look of respect. As we see the fires burning all around the compound, as we see these men are running into Paulie's place on horses, as they fire multiple shots at these men, as we see Marty and Johnny pulling out their guns, as they fire and kill a few of these men, we see several men on fire as we see this place is being blown up. As we then see multiple explosions going off. Vito and Dario are backing up against a wall as Dario says, "Who the hell are these people, Don?" Vito says, "Not sure. I don't think we're going to want to find out. I think we came to this place at the wrong fucking time. These people obviously have conflict with other people. I'm starting to think you're right. This thing was a bad idea." Dario says, "Yeah, me too." We see them run into a cellar as we then see two of these intruders are in the cellar. As they point their guns at them, as Vito says, "Who the fuck are you people?" One of the men says, "We're here for her." As they open fire on them, as Vito and Dario fire back at them, as Vito then pops one in the neck, as the blood gushes out all over the cellar.
Damn.
As Dario then runs towards the other one and kicks him down, and he slits his throat as
Damn.
he falls to the ground and dies. As they kill the men, as we hear the fighting going on outside, we then see them approaching a cell. As we see a young woman shaking as she's hiding in the corner.
Jesus.
Vito and Dario approach her as he says, "It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. Who are you?" As we then see, the woman is Alyssa. She looks terrified as she says, "Are you the cashiers?" Vito says, "Yeah." "How do you know?" Alyssa says, "My dad talked about you guys. Do you really come from America?" Dario says, "We do." Vito says, "Shut up, Dario." Dario says, "Sorry, sir." Vito says, "Yes, we come from America. What's it to you?" Alyssa says, "Listen, I'm gonna make this quick because I don't know how much time we have. But my father, he's not a good man. And I would walk far away from this, as far away as you can from him, and everything you have to do with him, all your ties, everything. He took me from my mother a few years ago. He took me away from her. And he brought me overseas here, illegally, because he could. And I've been stuck here for years." Dario says, "No, we gotta go, Don." But as we see, Vito isn't like most. He looks at her and he says, "And why is your father so horrible? And why are you in a cell?" Alyssa says, "I don't think I can say." Vito says, "Hey, I almost just made a deal with this man, alright? I've got my guys on the line right now, putting their life on the line for this man, so we can make a deal happen. So if we shouldn't go through with this, if we shouldn't do this right now, you gotta tell me, what kind of monster am I working with?" Alyssa looks terrified as she says, "My father raped me, sir. He paraded me around like a dog, and please, I'm begging you, please. I know I don't know you. I know we just met, and I know you don't know who I am, but I'm begging you. Get me out of here, sir. Please. I beg you. I'll do anything to get back to my mother, please." As we see, Vito has a choice to make.
That's deep.
Nashville, 1952. Polly says, "You took my daughter, Vito. The only person precious to me in this world." Confirming, Holly is Alyssa's real father. Holly says, "Well, if you truly cared about her as much as you say you do, you wouldn't have had her locked up in the first place like a caged animal. It was pathetic. It was cruel. And I wasn't going to stand by and do that. And you know what? I'd do it again. Because I gave her a life. I gave her a life. More than anything you did for her." Holly says, "And what business was that of yours?" "None. Jane Perello is my daughter." Vito looks scared as he says, "She was on her own, begging me to help her. So I did. And I took my men, and we got out, and we barely got out with our lives. I wasn't gonna help you with the rest of the battle. I left you all to fucking die, because that's probably what you deserve. Who the hell were those people? I didn't fucking give a shit. I got out of there as soon as I could so that my men wouldn't die, and your daughter, who you failed to protect, wouldn't die." Holly smiles as Vito says, "And as I said, I would do it all again." Sicily, 1948. We see Vito looks at Dario and tells him, "All right, you get Johnny and Marty back to the boats. Our plane doesn't leave for another 2 hours. We can make it there." Dario says, "We're just leaving, Don?" Vito says, "I don't care what business we're in. This young woman is separated from her mother. And it says a lot about the man we're dealing with. The deal is off. We are gone. Treated like this? No honor, no respect, nothing? And we come into his home, and we almost get killed, we almost get shot up? I don't fucking think so. That is not the work of no man." As we can see, Vito has a heart and makes the right call. As we see the compound burning, as we see Vito, Alyssa, Dario, Marty, Johnny, and the others leaving on the boats, as they let the fight continue, as they save Alyssa and save themselves.
Damn. Wow. Hard to argue with that. So Walker did.
Nashville, 1952. Holly says, "I later went to go find her, only to see the cellar was blown up during the fight. I saw nothing but a bunch of burnt skeletons in that room, and I could have only assumed those men killed my daughter. And I've spent the last few years thinking that my daughter died because of me." Vito says, "And how the fuck did you know? How the fuck did you know I had her?" Paulie laughs as he says, "No, Vito. You're in no position to ask any fucking questions anymore. You see, I'm getting my daughter back. And that man I killed over there, that is punishment for what you did. I'm taking your business. I'm taking my daughter. And Marty. And if you ever once think about coming after us, Marty will be first." Vito looks terrified as Marty says, "You're not getting away with this." Paulie pistol whips Marty to the ground as he says, "Harold's father is just the first part. The dark skin is usually my first picks." Vito looks angry as Harold looks broken, as he's just looking at his dead father on the ground. As Paulie says, "You see my face, Vito? I walked through the fire to get to my daughter, and it costed me. Burned up the left side of my face. Would you walk through the fire for your people?" Vito says, "You're gonna see." Paulie says, "Have it your way. But if I were you, I'd just die or purposely get arrested, because those are really the only two options waiting for you on the other side. I guess you're not the man of honor I thought you were, Mr. Casher." As he starts walking away, as they take Marty with them, as they all look scared, as our group is left there in the rain.
I think your daughter got killed if you didn't save her.
Back with Alyssa, we see her and the newborn baby in the back of Atonia's vehicle, as she's sitting next to her in the back, as she says, "Oh, wow. He's just a precious little angel, isn't he? I bet you're happy. After so long, you're finally going home." Alyssa says, Are you with my father?" Atonia says, "What, me? Oh yes, your father is a brilliant man. Polly wanted to make sure that you were taken care of while we ambushed your fake brother and your fake father."
Oh.
Did he adopt you? Aw, that's adorable. But it's okay. You can stop putting on a fake smile around him, because Well, he's been dealt with probably already by now, Alyssa says. I'll go back, okay? I will. But please, let the kid go. Let the child go. They don't deserve this. Christ, they were just brought into the world. Tanya then cuts her off as she says, oh, it's no problem. She then takes the kid in her arms as she's holding the baby, as she says, I am just the place for this little one. Oh yeah, Alyssa, I hope you got my gift I gave you. Alyssa then remembers the knife that she had with the spirals on it. As a Tanya that smiles at her. As Alyssa looks shocked as she says, You're the one that's been leaving those signs around? Tanya says, oh yes, taking out the trash is what I would call it. You see, I kill rapists that slip through the cracks. Because no matter what the law tries, they always throw an excuse for those sorry bitches. Or no matter what they throw at the media, it's all just like as if it's all normal, like they're not raping anybody. It's fucking wrong. So, in my spare time, I kill them. And I make those kills of mine very public in the streets. So that we know that what the courts stand for is wrong. Rapists should never walk free. And we're not going to stand for that, so somebody has to, right? Alyssa looks freaked out as she says, you think that's going to stop anything? Tanya says, they're not breathing, aren't they? And besides, I know what it's like being the victim of a man that holds power over you. I gotta let out my anger somehow. And I could tell the law was getting really close after a while. And then, well, one night I heard over the news that you got out of prison for murder. That's when we found out about you. Your new name, your new image that you were hiding from us, and your boss. And our boss was going to take you back anyway, so I figured, tarnish your old name, because eventually to this town, you'll be dead. And Alyssa Kasher will be revealed as the spiral killer that died in a tragic explosion. Don't worry, I'll stage the whole thing for you. It's really simple. And then, well, Alyssa Kasher will be dead, and Jane Corello will be back with her father, safe and sound. And the law won't come after you or anyone else anymore. Alyssa looks shocked as she finally hears who the spiral killer is.
Insanity. God damn. Such a bitch cunt. Truly.
We see Marty in a boat with two Corellos and Polly, as Polly says, you look upset with me. I understand. So maybe then you can understand the hatred I have for your fucking dog. Things change, Marty. I frankly am looking forward to seeing what we can build together rather than separately. That is why we have done what we have done. So hopefully you will sit there and cooperate with what we do next. Marty says, after what you did, after how you did it, I just have one question for you. Polly says, and what's that? Am I dead, man? As Polly smirks and doesn't answer the question, Polly says, I hope you're ready for what we're about to do, Marty. Because once you leave, you will never leave again. As we see time going by, as we see Vito and his men getting picked up by some of his guys, as they all get in, as we see Harold and Stella putting Harold's father's dead body in the back of the vehicle, as they ride back to Nashville.
Poor Harold.
As we see time going by, as we see them in an old factory, as they throw Harold's father's body into a furnace, as they let it burn, as they get rid of the evidence. Harold just stands there, watching them do this, as he looks broken and defeated. Vito then tries to go over to talk to him, but he ignores him, and he storms out. We see Alyssa in the car, looking out at the sky, as she feels trapped, as she is under her father's rule once again.
Crazy, yeah.
We then see Harold as he drives up to his house, as he walks in, as he sees the door is unlocked. He walks in and says, "Buddy? Buddy? Are you here?" But as he sees blood all over the floor, as he then sees Caroline's dead body, as he sees she's been cut open, he runs to her as he says, "No, no, 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 no." He looks angry as he says, "Alyssa? Alyssa!" As he sees no baby and his dead wife is the only thing that's been left.
Wow.
We see Vito and his men as we see what's left of their casino has been robbed and destroyed. As Vito walks into his office, as he looks angry, he then hears a loud knock on his door. As he says, "Go away. Whatever it is, we'll deal with it later." But then Harold comes in, storming in, as Vito says, hey son, listen. I know you're upset, all right? But this really isn't a good time to... Harold says, "Shut the fuck up, Vito. Now you tell me, who in the hell killed my wife?" As he stares him down.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Wow. 9 out of 10. That was really good. Solid. Really good. Wow. Wow. I really feel bad for Harold. He doesn't have anything left except the kid. That's insane. He doesn't even know where the kid is. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's crazy. That's insane. That is honestly insane. Wow. Yeah, I'll give it a 9. It was damn good. Yeah, that's dark. Yeah. It was justified for that, I'd say. I'd say so. This chick is nuts. Yeah. Case of the Spark Killer. So, poor Harold. Harold is pissed now. W rating, thank you. And the kid is taking 2. Yeah. Insane. So much shit is happening. That's crazy. Oh, rapidly. Wow. That's. Shit. That's crazy. Crazy. Alrighty. Next on 105.
Do you want me to help you kill cops?
No. Just about this.
Episodes
What were
left.
you doing last night around midnight?
I was here with witnesses.
Damn. Wow. Wow. Damn good. Damn good. Oh damn! Now I gotta watch Tyrone Madness's reaction to the Union and Asmund Gold TV's reaction to the Union. Ah, I gotta watch it twice. 3 times actually. No. Damn. Because I know both of their reactions are gonna be funny as hell. That's crazy. Damn. Fire episode 9 out of 10. Damn solid. That shit is solid. Holy man. Shit's crazy. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Honestly, wow. That shit is crazy. Here's my Oh, really? Nice. Next week, yes, sir. Came in for episode 5, 509. Yes, sir. Yes, can't wait. Yeah, 9 out of 10. It was really good. Excited to finally be back into it. So, of course, as we are continuing with season 3 of the Prey continuation, 3 parts. Of course, we'll be doing episode 5, Fly By Night, right after. But you guys are enjoying it. Hell yeah. Yeah, this shit's crazy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button if you guys did enjoy. Hit that subscribe if you guys are new, more fire content like this. Of course, hit that bell to be notified every time I go live or put content. Check out Dan reviews his channel. Link is in the description. All credit goes to him. Show him a little support. Shout out to Mega Man as well. As well as the playlist link will be in the description below for Fly By Night. So check that out for your guys itself. I definitely recommend giving it a shot and a chance. I think you guys might have a great time with it for sure. It is really insane and entertaining to watch. For sure. There's a lot there. For sure. Oh, I'm not done yet, Walker Dead. I got a lot more content to do. So yeah. We got the State of the Union reaction coming up next. So stay tuned for that if you guys are into it, of course, or check it out later, either way. So, you do have a fantastic rest of your night still, Walker Dead. Get some sleep. See you later for a reaction. Alright, appreciate it, Mr. Dan. I appreciate it. Alrighty, like, subscribe. In for a lengthy speech, that's for sure. But I'm sure it'll be entertaining. Sign off. Peace. Guys have a good one. Much less safe.